Hey everybody, it's Master Gallengeist here, and today I'm going to be talking to you about what we learned about Destiny at Gamescom and the kind of situation of open-ended console exclusivity deals. So, at Gamescom, we learned that the PlayStation exclusives for The Taken King were going to be extended from at least fall of 2016 to at least fall of 2017. Now, I mainly play Destiny on Xbox, and I don't begrudge console exclusive things. Console exclusive games, things on PlayStation, things on Xbox, they're there to sell the consoles. I get that. Those for like the first party kind of things. Those are the console sellers. Your Uncharted's, your Halos, those kind of things. Now what we're getting into the territory of, though, are third-party games that have exclusives with these consoles. Similar to, like, The Division and their Xbox exclusivity, and Call of Duty and its PlayStation exclusivity. Now, the thing is, it's usually around 1 to maybe 6 months, usually with an exclusivity with this kind of thing, with this kind of DLC or maps or whatnot. Now, with those effects, they're expected. That kind of time frame, you're expecting. It's fine, you're like, alright, I'll eventually get it. With Destiny, though, this is kind of different in that, since it's been begun, the PlayStation exclusives have been at least a year. And I understand the fine print. I understand at least could be extended. But going into 2 years is a kind of ridiculous time frame in order to get these kind of items. Now see, if they were just cosmetic or on some kind of level didn't hamper the Xbox community's enjoyment of the game, I wouldn't really be having an issue. But this is a worrying thing to even happen. This is like the beginning of a drop, because the exclusivity for it says at least until a date. So it can be far extended beyond something. Open-ended exclusivity is wrong. You should have a contract. There should be dates when it is done being exclusive on a certain console, and at least for third party, in my opinion, and then it should be available to all people who have purchased the DLC or the game. Open-ended like this leaves it to people who are just going to like kick the can down the road until the point where that game or those servers may no longer be supporting that game. So then it's kind of useless. Because in the case of Destiny, these weapons, these maps, these quests sometimes have grimoire and collection things that kind of are wrapped in the experience of Destiny. Now, if grimoire and collection of these things were not completely tied up to the system that it was, there truly would not be an issue. But the whole core concept of Destiny is grinding and collecting loot. That's where it starts getting into an issue. And the thing is, I would understand if the game was more important to the PlayStation platform for its financial success. Destiny, however, I don't think is truly crucial to the PlayStation platform being as successful as it is. I would rather see Sony doing things of making better exclusives to tie more people into PlayStation, so that way it would force Microsoft to getting better exclusives to better the Xbox experience, which is what we've seen has been happening with news with new consoles and so on. But open-ended exclusivity is, in my opinion, a detriment to gaming in general. What this mainly does is it fractures the gaming community around this game more than anything. Now, you get people saying, if you want the PlayStation exclusives, you should just buy a PlayStation. And it's like, I have more friends on Xbox, I'm more comfortable with the controller, and my whole thing isn't that you're getting something I'm not getting. My thing is, it's completely kind of messing with the core thing of Destiny, with the grinding and the loot and collecting that kind of stuff. And also it affects other things as well. Reserve, these exotics that have been PlayStation exclusive, he cannot sell them because it's got to be more in line with what's going on with the community overall. So that kind of limits the people into what they can get on PlayStation, just pretty much going to RNG for that. Also, the maps and the strikes cannot be put into Trials of Osiris or the Nightfall because, again, you can't do it because the Xbox people don't have it. It's kind of a strange situation, and one that I've never truly seen before, but one that kind of worries me because the way it's done doesn't truly help anyone involved. I mean, yes, you get different weapons, but the thing is, Bungie has to make sure that those weapons are not so good that it would completely make it so that it's like, oh, they've got that really good PvE or PvP weapon and we don't. So it's kind of taking away even the incentive of being exclusives in the first place. It's just, if you're going to do exclusives, they have to have a set time frame. Now, I think the reason that this is happening is because Bungie didn't have any other truly big guns or whatnot that they were making for Rise of Iron to be PlayStation exclusive. So they were pretty much backed onto Rise of Iron to ride out another year to have PlayStation people have something. The other reason that this gets kind of hairy is that at least fall of 2017, that time frame's the biggest kind of issue for this, because it is estimated that Destiny 2 will drop in fall of 2017, kind of following their trends, new game, new kind of thing. Is that going to be a repeat? Are we going to have other truly longer, extended kind of exclusivity deals with this, where it's going to be whatever Sony feels like, or whatever Activision feels like, or whatever Bungie has agreed to? Because it's not clear how these three companies have been in the gaming business for a long time, and how this kind of deal has happened kind of shocks me, because it's just, it can be whatever the determining party feels that they want. And that's kind of a scary thing, because what if this gets to a point that they get more clout and want other things? Or other companies do this and it's more of a bigger chunk of a game. And I know that's kind of weird to think about, but we've been seeing this progressively throughout the gaming industry in general, where we have seen people drop games that we have not felt are truly finished, and then DLC and pre-order bonuses and things that of that effect are used to technically complete, but only if you buy on a certain console or if you pre-order. There, of course, are other exceptions that the DLCs are pretty much just bonus cake that are awesome, like in the case of The Witcher 3, with its 2 DLCs. You can tell the game was competently finished and things were added value instead of feeling like they had to complete the experience to have a full game. The time frame for this, it's just scary because we don't know how long the Destiny servers are going to be kept up after this. I'm not expecting to shut down right at that time. Like, oh, guess what? Destiny 2's here. You're done. I don't know if they're going to let loot and everything kind of progress. If Destiny 2 is technically going to be kind of on more part of a more expansion kind of mindset where you keep your Guardian and your gear and thus have access to that gear. So we're going to need more information on this, but this is a scary proposition in my opinion right out the gate. I don't mind if there's a time frame for exclusivity, but it needs to be of a more hard set time frame rather than open-ended like this. This could start a worrying trend if things are not done, and it's actively made me wonder if I'm going to invest in Destiny 2. I've invested in Rise of Iron because I've looked at it. It looks really good. I can deal without certain weapons. I can wait. I can be patient. But depending upon how this turns out, what's going to happen to the Xbox community and the PlayStation community if this kind of trend continues. That's what worries me and what is having me waiting to see what's going to be happening with Destiny 2. And what information we're going to be getting and how consoles are going to be, how Sony, Microsoft, Bungie, Activision, all these kind of like deal with this situation overall, and what information we're going to get on how Destiny 2 is going to be, what kind of game it's going to be, and how it's going to carry on our progression. So, those are my opinions on this issue. Tell me what you guys think in the comments below. If you agree with me, if you disagree with me, what's your overall take on this situation? What's your overall take on pre-orders, on games in general? Tell me what's going on, what you think this trend could mean for gaming. So comment, like, subscribe, and I hope you guys have a good day.